Hey everyone, welcome back to Clutch Situation. Today I'm going to be reviewing my birthday present, one of the better ones that I've received in a long time. It was my birthday precious on April 19th, and my birthday present was not the One Ring. It was this lovely retro 1951 mechanical pencil in Lincoln, which is a brushed brass finish. Lincoln is the name of the variety of this particular Retro 51 Tornado pencil. And I had my eyes on Retro 51 Tornado pencils for a long time. I have a Retro 51 Hexamatic, which sits at number 2 at my top 10. I really like Retro 51 products a lot. They do pens more than they do pencils, but they make really great products, and this one is no exception. And so I'm going to give you a rundown on the case that a Retro 51 comes in and the various kit that you get inside the tube when you are taking it apart to check out your writing instrument. And just a little bit about Retro 1951 as a company. They've been around for quite a few years now, and they, like I said, they specialize in pens. They do fountain pens, they do twist mechanism pens. Their Tornado line, which is what this style is probably the most famous line of pens, and they come in a huge variety of styles. If you like a classy look in a writing utensil, Retro 51 probably has the widest variety of really fun styles that you can get in writing instruments. And so this Lincoln version of the Tornado pencil comes in a pen variant as well. They have a wide variety of other products. They are an American company, and they're based in Texas, I believe, and their customer service is really great. I'll talk about that in a second. And let's just go ahead and talk a little bit about what you get when you get a Retro 51 product. So the Retro 51 Tornado pencil that I got comes in this really attractive tube case. And so here you can see Tornado Lincoln pencil. And when you open it up, really classy case, really strong cardboard. This is where the pencil came in, and then around the outside here, stacked along the outside, was you get a tube of 6 extra erasers, which is really nice. These are going to last you a really long time. And you get a tube of lead. Now, the Tornado pencils are 1.15 millimeter pencils. They're following this 0.046 inch thick lead that was a common staple for decades and decades and decades for twist mechanism pencils. And these pencils, being twist mechanism pencils, sort of harken back to an earlier age of mechanical pencils. And so the last pencil that I reviewed here on the channel was the AutoPoint All-American Jumbo, and the AutoPoint pencils were twist mechanism pencils from around the era. And so you could argue that the Retro 51 Tornado pencils are an homage to this kind of mechanism that was present on pencils in the past. Now, you do get replacement leads, but one thing that you're going to notice here, and what I noticed when I opened my package, is I was like, wow, these leads seem really skinny to me for a 1.15 millimeter pencil. And these are obviously not 1.15 millimeter leads. My package came sealed, and so I don't think that there was any tampering with my product or anything, but clearly there was a mix-up at the factory. I'm sure in the place where these are produced in China, there's all sorts of mechanical pencils that are produced in the same factory, and for whatever reason, my little replacement lead container came with what looks like 0.5 millimeter lead to me. And so I wrote the Retro 51 people on the same day, and within a week I had the actual official package of Retro 51 replacement leads. And excuse me, I was struggling with my Hexamatic when I first got it, my Retro 51 Hexamatic, and I contacted them at that point, and they gave me a little bit of advice, and with a little cleaning of the mechanism, that turned out just fine. And so the customer service for Retro 51 has been really great. They've been really gracious. I sent them what I had received for the leads, and practically just a day later, they had shipped some replacement leads for me, and so they're really great people there. And so you get all sorts of wonderful kit with the pencil, which should not be underestimated in these days of cost cutting and minimalization in writing utensils. Now let's talk about the pencil itself. Retro 51 Tornado, okay? Pencil. So like I said, this is a twist mechanism pencil. The place where you twist is up here, and it's lovely, as lovely knurling for you to twist, and then you can see that there's this big eraser here on the top, which is really nice when you're in a bind because you don't have to worry about necessarily being too strategic with your eraser. You can just go ahead and erase and erase and erase. So you twist this clockwise in order to get the lead to extend, and counterclockwise to retract it back in. And what I really like about this particular twist mechanism pencil is that the conical shape at the bottom, the tip, makes it essentially pocket safe. I mean, you can put this in your pocket and you're not going to damage your pocket at all. Granted, it does come to a point, but it's not coming to like the hypodermic point that you would expect from a drafting pencil like this TWSBI Precision right here. And so, pocket safe, always lovely feature. Has a really sturdy pocket clip, so you're not going to lose it if you attach it to something or if you attach it to your pocket. And it's really solid in the hand because this pencil, this particular Metalsmith series of Rotring Tornadoes is all metal. I'm pretty sure it's brass, and this is brushed brass. And so it gives this really lovely antique old-timey look. Let's see if I can get it to focus with the camera here. I might be having a little bit of light problems. Let me see if I can just move my light up a tad so that we can see. There we go. Lovely brass finish. And these are kind of one-of-a-kind pieces in that each one is a little bit different, and I really like the nature of the brass pencil that I got right here. It's really comfortable in the hand. It's a little on the heavy side. That might be an example of a con for this pen, but if you would like a really solid writing instrument that you know you're not going to break the lead on at all, it's nigh impossible to break the lead on this unless you're actively trying to break the lead, this is a really great pencil for you. And so this is the Retro 51 Tornado mechanical pencil, Lincoln. And this is, as I said, 1.15 millimeter. If you don't like fatter leads, you know, that's something that you could get used to. It's also something that, you know, check it out. It's meant for everyday writing. And it's kind of a fashion statement. You're going to bring out your Retro 51 pencil when you really want to make a statement to people around you that, hey, you know, I take my job seriously, or I really, you know, like really nice things. People spot celebrities with Tornado pencils and pens in their pockets, and there's sort of this game that people play of spotting celebrities with these particular writing instruments. I really like it quite a bit. Let me just run down my pros and cons list here to see if there's anything that I'm leaving off. I spoke a little bit about how it comes in a variety of different styles. I want to point out real quick that the pencil does not come in as many styles as the pens do. You know, I'm not a big pen fan. I've talked about that on the channel before. This pen, the rollerball cartridge and ink that comes with Retro 51 Tornado pens, is a really smooth writing ink, and I really like it a lot. And so I have my eye on Tornado pens because I do, in very small quantity, collect pens that I really like to write with. And the Retro 51 Tornado series is something that has moved to the top of my list after having tried one at a brick and mortar store here in Omaha, Nebraska. So, perusing the list, I think that I pretty much covered everything. Maybe a couple cons of the pencils for those of you who are wanting a more full-featured review. I already mentioned that the 1.15 millimeter might be a turnoff to some people. The eraser compound is not the best. Okay, and so if you need to do some erasing, you're going to, you know, lose a pretty decent chunk of the eraser when you erase with it. You know, it comes with a bunch of extra erasers. This isn't meant really to be a hardcore focusing on the nitty-gritty details of the writing experience sort of pencil, but you get a lot of extra erasers, and so it's not something that, you know, I would sell the farm on or anything. And loading it is a little less convenient than other mechanical pencils because it is not a top load pencil. It's not a push button on the top. It's a twist mechanism. Just really quickly, how you load this pencil is you would make sure that it is extended all the way out when you're getting a little low on lead. And then once it is extended all the way out, you dock a lead into where the little lead, you can see how far this is extending out for mine, into the, you twist it out as far as it'll go, and you stick a lead in there, and then you twist it back as far as you can get it to twist back, and then with just a little bit left over, you sort of punch it into something hard, like your fingernail or into a coffee cup or something. There's a video demonstration of this if you search for Load Retro 51 pencil, and you'll get a little demo from one of the gentlemen who manufactures these. And so, not the most convenient lead loading in the world, but some of you might consider that to be a con. So what about the review of this pencil? Well, on my rating scale, we're going to start with writing experience. I'm going to give it a good plus, very high rating. I don't really give it my top rating because for me, the pencil's a little fat for my taste, and the weight of it is a little fatiguing as well. And then I guess the other thing that I'd say about it is with a thicker lead size, with that 1.15 millimeter, it really influences your ability to, I guess I would call it, enunciate my writing on the page, keeping separation between letters. And so, but still a very solid experience. I spent a couple days writing with this at school, and I enjoyed it wholeheartedly the whole time. And so my compromise is on the high end of a compromise, a good plus. For quality, I'm going to go with great. I don't quite go excellent, but it's really close. And the eraser is probably one of the things that prevents me from going with excellent. Sometimes when I'm pressing down with the lead, there is a tiny little bit of give when it first touches the paper, especially if I've been screwing it in or screwing it out with the screw mechanism. And so those are the only things that are preventing me from rating it like a superb or excellent rating like I have for some of my pencils. But great is still great. It's at the top of my normal rating scale. Features, good plus. It's pocket safe. Now, granted, pocket safe in sort of an unconventional way. Really strong pocket clip. Comes with all sorts of extra kit and stuff. The screw mechanism is reliable. I've been writing it for quite some time now and haven't had any problems. And so it can do a lot of stuff for a pencil that is essentially a old time, quote unquote, screw mechanism. So, one more, cost or price. Well, it depends upon what you get. It can range anywhere from 30 USD to 70 USD for the limited editions. This particular variant was 32, I think. Now, I did receive it as a gift, but I know what these pencils are worth on the market. And the cool thing about them is that this is, really like a fashion line, essentially, of writing instruments, and they come out with new variants of it every year. I'm actually kind of geeking out and excited because the new variants of Retro 51 pens and pencils, their 2016 series, is coming out in May, and so that's coming up, and it's actually something that I'm a little excited about. And so there's a lot of variety in terms of like the different limited edition and collector's items that you can get in Retro 51 pencils, which I just think is an awesome aspect of the series. Let's talk a little bit about what our verdict's going to be for what I think about this pencil. Now, these are really high ratings, obviously. And so this one is going to go into the top 10, and I feel really confident about that. Specifically, it's going to replace the Lamy Safari in the top 10. Once again, the Lamy Safari is a spectacular pencil. I really like it. It's pocket safe. It has a retractable sleeve. It's stylish. But everything that the Lamy Safari does well, the Retro 51 does better. No offense to the Lamy folks. And so my Lamy Safari is going to get kicked down to the honorable mentions list. The Lamy Safari is going to replace the Pilot Rex Grip. Also a fine pencil, but Lamy Safari is a far superior pencil that does pretty much the same thing, only in a much more stylish package and a better grip. So the Lamy Safari is replacing the Pilot Rex Grip on the honorable mentions list. Retro 51 Tornado. Mine is the Metalsmith series in Lincoln is the official name of it. Sort of an old-timey, antique-y look. I love it. I really appreciate that my wife got it for me as a birthday present because I had my eye on it for quite some time. And it's just a really classy pencil. And I don't have a lot of pencils in brown or, in this case, brushed brass. And so it's just a really fantastic look. And so check out the Retro 51 Tornado mechanical pencil line. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more mechanical pencil reviews on Clutch Situation.